One last one, babe. You got it, babe. All yours. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Luke Live. My name is Luke.
And I'm Ashley.
We're back with another video. Hey, and before we get started, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any more of our videos. But today, we have a special topic. We're going to be looking at Ashley's transformation journey. Losing over, about what,
20 pounds.
20 to 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Over...
Yeah, about a 5-month cut
Yeah.
so that I did. So we're going to do a little story time today.
So what year was this? What year are we talking?
Well, it all started back in 2006, back when I worked at a local bakery. And that was probably a bad idea because I have the biggest
Mistake
sweet tooth.
number one.
Yeah, biggest sweet tooth in the whole entire world. And it sounded really good at first.
Yeah.
But as the time went on, I see myself sitting down at my breaks and lunch breaks and whatnot with a roll, a bread roll, and some butter and a cookie or two. And that was like what I sat down and enjoyed. And I would eat, like during my shift, what we would call broken cookies, because you can't sell broken cookies. Well, oops, it's broken, can't sell it, so we would eat them. So basically I was eating sweets a lot on my shifts, and slowly I was packing on weight. And you know, when it's yourself, you don't really notice it as much at first, you know, and so yeah, I had gotten up to 150 pounds. And it was my heaviest weight in my entire life. And so one day, I remember this day so vividly still, but my mom came to me after one of my shifts and she stopped me in the hallway and she was like, Ashley, we need to talk. And I'm like, when my mom wants to talk about something that seems kind of serious like that, I know that she's...
Moms always have that influence, huh?
Yeah, and I know that she just loved me and wanted to try and like talk to me and help me out. You know, she cares about my health and all of that. So she told me, you know, because I gained most of my weight in my midsection, so it became kind of obvious.
That's what those sugars would do to you.
Yeah. And so we had a talk, and at first, you know, it kind of makes you feel like stings a little because, you know, you're being told that you're overweight, but it's my mom, and I'm glad she was the one to tell me instead of somebody else making a comment and then it hurting my feelings. So I got kind of more mindful about what I was eating after that at, you know, at work and stuff, and I kind of cut back on those, even though as hard as it was, but so I started cutting back.
So did you start bringing meals maybe to work? Or?
Yeah, I either brought my food or I would make me a sandwich at the bakery. We did sandwiches and baked goods. So I would either have a sandwich or bring my lunch instead of eating the sweets and all the junk food there. And coincidentally, not too long after that anyway, it wasn't because of that reason, but I knew I needed a change of environment anyway. And so I was looking for another job, and my next job happened to be at a local gym / country club. And that pretty much changed my whole outlook on fitness, and that's where my whole fitness type journey started. It was the first time I had ever worked out in a gym, been in a gym really. And so I started learning all about weightlifting and all of that kind of stuff.
So did you go straight into weightlifting, or did you do some cardio first, or were you just fell in love with weights?
I did some cardio, but I almost immediately fell in love with weightlifting. Because cardio is all I really kind of ever did before that, and so me trying weightlifting, I just like learned so much about it and fell in love with it and how I felt, and then I started seeing the weight come off, and I even studied and got my personal training certificate and started personal training at the gym too. So I was helping other people feel the same way I felt and sharing my knowledge, and I just enjoyed it so much. Yeah, and actually in the 3 years that I worked there, I lost 20 pounds. So I was feeling good, and then just when I was in my groove, unfortunately, the club wasn't doing so well financially and I had to start looking for another job. And that made me feel like, how am I going to keep up with my fitness and everything? Because I was there at the gym every day. It was right there in front of me and so easy for me to do before and after my shifts, in between clients, that kind of thing. And now I wasn't going to be around it anymore. And my fears kind of showed themselves after I left there, because for the next 3 years after that, my weight and my fitness and my workouts just yo-yoed for 3 years after that. I would go to the gym and be like, okay, I'm going back. And I would go for a little bit and then I would make excuses.
You mean you found a new gym?
Yeah, I actually did find a local gym, but at first I just went out for jogs around my neighborhood and I would map out like a route and I would do like a 3-mile jog and I knew the area. So I would do that at first and then I'm like, I need to get back to weightlifting because that really made me feel good and everything. So I found a local gym to sign up at and I would go for a little bit and then I would make excuses and I would stop for a while and my weight would go up again and then I'd be like, okay, I need to go back again. And so then I'd go back to the gym. But anyway, that happened back and forth for the next 3 years.
Yeah, that's usually understandable. A lot of people go through that phase. But at what point did you decide to take your training really seriously?
Well, I actually, when I moved to another nearby town, I found like it was kind of like a fresh start. Yeah. And so I was like, and I was very unhappy with how I felt, how I looked, how I was eating, everything kind of combined. And I was like, okay, I need to find something that I really enjoy and stick to it. And I knew weightlifting that I did that. But again, at first I had been out of the gym for a while. So I went back for my jogs and kind of got back into the exercising mode. And I started feeling better. And my apartment complex actually had a small gym that had some dumbbells, treadmill, cable machine, just a small little gym. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start there and like get back in and get the feeling and everything like that. So I worked out there and I went for jogs. And then I started really finding something nutrition-wise that I could follow. And I heard about IIFYM.
What is that?
That means if it fits your macros.
For those people who don't know out there.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, your macros are your protein, fats, and carbs. Yeah. And so I had heard about this website that has a free calculator on it that you just input your information, your age, your height, weight, your goals, your activity level, and you put in all your information and it kind of spits out like a base macro count, so either grams or percentage based on your goals, and it'll give you these base numbers and you want to hit those macros as close as possible every day. So that's what I did, and I used an app called MyFitnessPal to track all my food, and so that really helped me keep track of my intake every single day. So you guys, as you can see here, this is an example of a full day of eating during my cutting phase. And it looks like I was eating about four meals a day. And my total calories stayed about around 1,700 calories a day. This particular day was 1,705. And my protein, I kept about a little over 1 gram per pound of body weight. I'd like to try and preserve as much muscle as I could during the cutting phase. So I kept it a little higher. And my carbs, I didn't do carb cycling or do low carb days or anything like that. I kept my carbs pretty consistent each day. And my fats, at this time, it was about 30% of my total calories. So this just gives you an example of what I ate in a day. And then once I got that kind of, that became like a routine, then I transitioned from just working out at my small little gym I had at my complex and jogging outside to finding another big local gym so that I could start really weightlifting again like I used to and getting back to that routine. So that was really good for me to get back into that routine.
So at this point, do you have a new gym membership, or are you still just working out at your apartment complex?
I got a new gym membership at a bigger local gym.
Okay.
So that I could get back into my weightlifting again.
So how was your training program? So we talked about your macros and tracking all these calories. What did your training look like?
Well, I went faithfully 5 to 6 days a week and did anywhere between an hour and 2 hours of lifting. And I would do a split.
Hours.
Yeah, an hour to 2 hours depending on what day it was. And I would do a split of push, pull, and legs. And push, any pushing movements. So anyway, push, pull, and legs. And I would do that rotation. Push, pull, legs, 1 day off. Push, pull, legs, 1 day off. And sometimes I would sneak in that 6th day just because I really enjoyed going and I really enjoyed working out. So
it gets addictive, guys.
It's very addictive. And then seeing yourself get stronger, I would mark down my progress and all of that. It's just it's addictive, but it's a good type of addiction.
Yeah.
So ultimately in my
by the way, when I met her, because this is a little bit after everything, when she finished her cut, she was a really, really strong girl. Like she could.
Yeah.
I remember you doing the bench press with a 135 for 1 rep.
Yeah, I did a like 1 rep max at 135 pounds, but that was in my bulk, and whenever I was able to, eat more and get even stronger. But yeah, I eventually was able to get that 1 rep max at 135. I was really proud of that. Yeah. But ultimately, in my 5-month cut, I did a slow cut, but I felt like it was a really healthy way to lose the weight. I got down to 116 pounds. So that was my lowest weight. So my original highest weight was 150, but once I got, serious with it again, when I moved, I was like in the mid 130s and I got down to 116. So I lost 20 pounds in that cut, that serious cut that I was in.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah, so it really did work for me really well, and I enjoyed the whole process really.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Guys, you put your mind to whatever you want to do, you can always achieve it. Just have to be disciplined.
And always keep doing research and learn new things and try out new things and see what works for you, because something that works for me may not work for you, and a different method may work for you that maybe I haven't tried or that didn't work for me. Yeah. And so
she didn't even go into any of the details of exactly what she ate, because I'm sure most of that has changed too, because as we grow we learn more about our diet, what's good for us and what's bad. So I'm sure maybe in a future video she'll be able to go into more details on what she did during that time as far as dieting, the type of food which you selected at that time, not necessarily what you would eat today, because you've learned so much over the years.
Yeah, I can get into more detail if that's something you guys would like to see. Just let me know, and I could do another video getting more into detail about my nutrition and all of that kind of stuff, and even more into my weightlifting and how I did my workout splits or anything like that. If you guys want to know more about that, just let me know. I'd be happy to do more videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time, and if you learned anything or if you enjoyed it or anything you can maybe implement in your own weight loss journey, let me know down in the comments. If you use a different method, let me know. Maybe we can all learn something new to try. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done that already. It would really help support us.
And also smash that like button.
Yeah. If you guys enjoyed it, please like the video. And we'll see you guys very soon.
Okay, guys.
Bye.
Bye.